Eagle Vision TV.
For a minute in the quiet, it feels like it was before. I get lost just for a moment, thinking I'm not where I am. And I didn't want to feel this way, tired of being out of place. Give me a one-way ticket out of here someplace. I know I can't be happy, it's not in my head. I can sit and cry about reasons why I'm in this mess, but what good is that? What a waste of breath. It's a fine line, thinking about the words unsaid and setting me free from my chest. I feel so low, I'm not myself. I feel so low, I'm not myself. Was it something in the wind? Was it meant to be pulled apart from everything I knew, like golden leaves?
Welcome to Eagle Vision for Monday, December 4th, 2023. I'm Bree, and today's top story highlights our detective club as they prepare for reform for the new year.
Good morning, Horn Lake. Wanted to announce a new club. It's actually not a new club, but it's a club we're bringing back, the Detective Club. When we come back in January, on January 9th, Tuesday, January 9th, we will start our Detective Club. And what Detective Club is it's an actual murder case that we solve week by week. So we'll take our time, we'll go through the steps, we'll look at witness statements, we'll listen to 911 audio, we will watch some video, we'll look at some surveillance coverage, we'll read newspaper articles, and we'll start eliminating suspects one at a time until we eventually catch the killer. It's going to be every Tuesday and every Thursday, starting at about 3:15 and going to about 4:30. If you come to Tuesdays, you don't have to come to Thursdays, but you can if you want to. We're going to do the same on both days. That way, everybody gets a chance to come. There are sign-ups posted around the building. The sign-ups does not mean you have to come. It just tells me how many people might be interested, because this takes up a lot of room, and the more people I have, I need a bigger space. So you can sign up and still not come if you want, but please come. You'll have fun, I promise.
Last week, we unveiled the Teacher of the Month, Miss Rainey. Today, we wanted to show her story. Where did you grow up?
That's actually a hard question to answer. I was born in Michigan, unfortunately. My parents moved 10 days after I was born. My dad went to seminary in Louisville, Kentucky. So technically, I guess I grew up in Louisville. But I've lived in 9 different states between being born and high school. So I went to high school in Ohio. And if you ask me where I'm from, I typically say Ohio.
Tell us about your family.
Well, my parents got divorced about, a year and a half after they got married. They don't get along at all, and they split and went separate directions. My dad moved farther north, and my mom moved farther south. I'm my dad's only child, which is kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, he spoils me. And then my mom had 3 more children when I was older, so I am 10 years older than the oldest of the 3, but my 2 brothers, and then my sister is 16, and hopefully she's actually going to graduate high school at the end of this year, which is a year early. But I'm big sister, but I'm also unfortunately kind of played second parent. My mom's a single mom, so I kind of help raise my siblings, and they call me when mom doesn't give them the answer they want. So but I'm married happily 10 years this past October, and we have a little girl. She's 3 and the joy of my life. She's a beautiful combination of me and my husband, and she's rambunctious and brilliant, and I can't wait for her to start going to school. Watching her grow up has been absolutely awesome so far.
Tell us about your years in high school.
Oh, high school. Okay, so if you've seen High School Musical, minus the singing, that's where I went to school. The school ended up having a lot of funding, so everyone had Apple products, and then I went to school with some people whose parents made an awful lot of money, so there's Hummers and all kinds of sports cars in the parking lot, but it was pretty cool, a little cliquey. I did a lot of theater stuff. I was in 2 choirs, theater, and then I ran tech for the school as well, so I was pretty much in the choir room or the auditorium running something, but I really enjoyed high school. It was a lot of fun.
What was a pivotal moment in your teenage years?
I don't know if I really had a pivotal moment in high school. I think I probably had one more in college, and that was career changing. I started college while I was in high school, kind of like we do here with the split classes. I took 2 online courses and then got an academic scholarship to go to college at Tiffin University, which is private and no one's ever heard of it. But it wasn't until I actually went off to college that I kind of had like an epiphany of this is not what I want. And I took a semester off. I moved back to Mississippi. And then not long after that, I went back to school, started at Northwest, and then went to Ole Miss, but I went into education and math like I wanted to originally. But it took leaving home and not having people in my ear for me to figure out that I needed to follow my dreams and become a teacher.
What jobs did you have in high school?
Well, I worked for my school, ran tech, so lights, sound. Anytime someone used the auditorium, I was there. I almost had a key. I had to go get it from one of my teachers, but if I asked for it, he handed it to me. So it's kind of like having a key to the school, which is pretty cool. But I got paid to do that. I also ran the child care center at my church. So my church paid me to do that. Which I didn't ask them to pay me, they just did. And then my senior year, towards the end of the year, I started working at Subway, which I transitioned that job down here when I moved. It came with me. I was an RA on my college campus, first semester. That was interesting. Let's see. I did Subway, and then I worked at the DeSoto Athletic Club, or the DAC, which is off Goodman and Getwell. I worked there for 5 years, moved up, I worked in sales, and then I came here to Horn Lake, and I've been here ever since.
How did you choose your future profession?
I always enjoyed math. I was always in the accelerated or advanced math classes, and it just kind of came naturally, like it was something easy, for me at least. And so when you go to college, you have to take basic math classes anyways. And I'll never forget I had to go to algebra class, which I know most of you don't like algebra anyways, but when I went to college and I took algebra, I had already done that stuff when I was in high school. And so I walked up to my teacher and I said, I already know this material. Do I have to come to class every day? And he says, no, just ace my tests. And I was like, okay. So I went to math class once a week, and I actually spent the entire class helping all of my friends in class with the assignments and the problems, and then I would ace the tests, and then I didn't have to come for a couple days, and then I'd go back and I'd help all my friends and kind of like review them on the material they didn't understand. And that was kind of the first hint that maybe I needed to be teaching math. And I always wanted to be a teacher, but it was kind of figuring out what subject. And then when I started following that trend, when I moved down here, I took trigonometry at night, and I actually made a 109 in the class as my final grade. And I ended up spending the entire semester helping everybody else in the night class figuring out how to work through the problems, and that was the last sign that yes, this is really what I need to be doing.
What's something outside of school that you're passionate about?
So my husband and I have an online eBay store where we sell used stuff, we sell new stuff. Basically it's called thrifting. And we go around and we find all kinds of stuff that we can make money off of, and we list it online. And I actually enjoy that a lot more than it sounds. But we go to yard sales almost every weekend. We go to all the different thrift stores, Goodwills. You'd be amazed at what the value some things are starting to hold that you wouldn't originally think they would, especially since so many people throw things away. So it's always fun, and you get to see a lot of like vintage and nostalgic stuff that, you know, were back when I was, you know, growing up in the 90s. Kind of see some of that stuff and people still collecting it, which is pretty cool.
Tell us something you've always dreamed of doing.
I want to go skydiving. Skydiving is on my bucket list. I will probably end up doing it by myself. My husband's afraid of heights and doesn't see the purpose of jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. So he'll probably be on the ground waiting, but something about it, I just want to do it. I don't know. Everyone that I know who's done it says it's a blast and you should do it. So it's always been on my bucket list.
What do you love about Horn Lake High School?
I love this school. I love everything about the school. This is my 8th year here. I love the staff. I love the students. I can teach math. My students can do their work, but we can have conversations. And it doesn't have to be math related. And I know if admin's watching this, they're gonna cringe, but we don't always talk about math in Mrs. Rainey's class. I just love it. I love how friendly everybody is, the positivity, just the vibe, the feel of the school when you're walking around. Like, I don't ever feel like a stranger. It's wonderful. Our admin team is amazing. They're always there whenever you need them, and it doesn't matter if it's something big or something small. They're always available. And I love it. I love that we're a big giant family. I mean, we say that word a lot, but we really are. Like, I feel like I could call anyone at any time if I needed something and they'd be like, yes, I can help you. And if they can't help me, they can point me in the right direction. So.
What are some things I could do to get more hours?
So if you're looking to have more hours, you need to be more dependable. So the more that you learn how to do while you're at work, the more hours that are available for you. Because each job has different priorities, and when you learn how to do more items, such as opening or closing, or if it was at fast food, working more than one station, then that means you can have the opportunity to have those hours. If you expect your employer to always try to train you on them when you're needed, you're too late. You're not already available when they need you. So showing up on time, being present, and learning new skills at your job are great ways to ensure more hours and better pay.
This week's feature vocabulary words are ethereal, evolve, and exploit. Ethereal, extremely delicate and light in a way that seems too perfect for this world. Evolve, develop gradually, especially from a simple to a more complex form. Exploit, make full use and derive benefit from. Use a situation or person in an unfair or selfish way.
We're continuing state testing this week. Today and tomorrow, December 4th and 5th, will be English 2, Wednesday, December 6th, Biology, Thursday, December 7th, Algebra 1. Students should bring their charged school-issued device with them on their testing day. All students will report directly to their testing location on their assigned days. That's it for today's episode here at Horn Lake. We are better students, always growing and expecting more. Stay tuned for your lunch menus and athletic schedules. We'll see you here tomorrow. Have a fantastic day.
For a minute in the quiet, it feels like it was before. I get lost just for a moment, thinking I'm not where I am. And I didn't wanna feel this way, tired of being out of place. Give me a one-way ticket out of here someplace I know I can't be happy. It's not in my head. I can sit and cry about reasons why I'm in this mess, but what good is that? What a waste of breath. It's a fine line thinking about the words unsaid and setting me free from my chest. I feel so low, I'm not myself. I feel so low, I'm not myself. Was it something in the wind? Was it meant to be pulled apart?